Hello and welcome. We're here today at the Brangwyn Hall for the Swansea Gaming and Comic Convention. I'm Katie.
And I'm Jack, and we're going to be your hosts for today's Nerdy Delights.
I am here with Andrew and Tara, and first of all, can you tell us a bit about your shop, like what's the name of your shop and sort of the things you do?
Certainly can. We are Scentopia, and we sell Alice in Wonderland inspired bath and shower gels, scented candles and room and fabric sprays. But that's not all, they're all in rather peculiar flavours and scents. Oh. So for instance, we have cherry bakewell, lemon meringue pie, Parma violets, red velvet cake and strawberry laces. And I don't know if you've noticed, but the scents do not match the colours, because that's the whimsical nature of Wonderland.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
I'm here with Andrew, or as he's better known, Tony Stark. Now, can you tell us a bit about the length to go to create this kind of costume?
Well, I didn't create it. It was made for me by a gentleman who lives in the Philippines, and he has a business. So, I paid him, took a bit of a gamble, took him 6 months to make, and yeah, here it is with my suit.
So, how long have you been going to conventions as Iron Man?
This is the first massive convention I've done. I've done kids' parties, been to children's hospitals, done charity events, opening of American diners and shops and things like that. So far it's going really well. There's a massive buzz. I don't think anyone in the UK has got a suit like this as far as I'm aware. I've done my research, I couldn't find one. And then I come across this guy then in the Philippines, so yeah.
Well, pleasure to meet you.
Cheers on you as well. Cheers guys, thanks.
I'm here with Christine and we're at Harry Ray's Bazaar. Can you first tell us, what kind of things are you selling here at the bazaar?
All sorts of stuff, mostly books, but also comics, things like this, collectibles, anything you can think of that's been pre-loved by probably mostly my family that we're sharing with people today because it's awesome and they don't need it anymore.
Currently here at the convention we've got loads of kind of nerds. We've got video game nerds, comic book nerds, book nerds, toy nerds. Now the question here is, what kind of nerd would you say you are?
Ooh, well I'd have to say a book nerd because look, it's mostly books. So a book nerd, except, I don't know, I'm a little bit of everything. I think the best thing about this for me is all the people that dress up. I don't really care about all this stuff, that's why I'm selling it, because I don't want to keep it, I want to give it away. But I love seeing all the costumes. I'm like, every time someone comes to the stall, I'm like, can I take your picture? Because they just look so cool. So yeah, I'm kind of a dressing up like fan nerd more than anything else, I think.
I'm here with Sarah from GBM Games. So Sarah, can you tell us a bit about, can you name some of the games that are here with you today?
So we've got a lot of different tabletop games here today. We've got Timeline, we've got Game of Thrones Hand of the King, which is a lovely card-based Game of Thrones game. We've got Codenames, which is a lovely team-based word association game. We've got Cortex and Dobble, which are more mentally challenging but quick games. And we've got Ticket to Ride down the end, which is a lovely long train-based game.
So is there somewhere that people can come to get your games, see your games?
We distribute them to a lot of the local gaming stores, so always support your local gaming store. And then places like Amazon and other on-time retailers.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Fran Shum, who is an illustrator. So, Fran, tell us a bit about the sort of work you do. Like, are there any artists that inspired you to start?
My artwork is very heavily movie-based, influenced obviously, but I do take strong influences from my other passion, history. But most of the comic book artists I take a lot of inspiration from the heavy blacks and the inks, like God Machine with the movie posters and Mike Mignola of the heavy blacks from the Hellboy comics. But yeah.
Is there a website or anything that people can find your work on if they want to buy it?
Find me through the Phrenology on Facebook and Fran Shum, myportfolio.com. I've got a website, so and everything's up for sale on there as well. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm here with the Evington brothers, who have created so many fantastic comics. First off, could we ask you a bit about the comics you've made?
Yeah, okay, do you want to? Yeah, definitely. I'm Robin, by the way, here's my brother Lorenzo. And we've been working together for about 12 years now. And we make comic books that are all ages. So all of our comic books, we really wanted a kid age 7 or somebody age 70 to be able to pick them up and enjoy them. We grew up reading stuff like Asterix and Tintin, and we really liked the fact that you could write big adventures that were accessible to everyone. And we also like silly things, so they have to be funny as well. And so we have a whole bunch of stuff on the table here. One of our main series, this is our main series here, Long Gone Don, which is our ongoing series. We're working on book 6 at the moment of this. And it's a tale of a boy who drowns in a bowl of soup, as you do. And wakes up to find himself the last living human in an underworld, the rules of which he doesn't understand, but it turns out the underworld works pretty similar to ours. It's kind of business as usual, and he has to survive. This is what we like. We like big worlds where people don't have superpowers and you just have to get by on your wits or half of them. And so most of our work is our own creator-owned stuff, but we've also worked on Transformers and Star Wars and How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda and Wallace and Gromit and a whole load of stuff. So we do a bit of that franchise stuff, but this is really our passion. This is what we love doing. So I'm lucky enough to do it for a good few years. So.
Now, every parent says they love their children equally, but we have to ask, which is your favourite baby?
It's Long Gone Don, without any question. The others are all just the build-up to it. I think, when you're...
It takes time to find the perfect child.
Yeah.
That's what I found.
when you've
got to put a lot up for adoption.
When you're creating...
I didn't say that.
You said?
I said that.
When you're creating, I think it takes a long time, especially making comics, which is sort of like making a movie, really. There's so many different elements that you're sort of having to get to grips with. I think you're always sort of aiming towards an ideal of the sort of book. I mean, we wanted to make the sort of book that as kids we wanted to discover, and as adults we would love to come across as well. And so, Long Gone Don is sort of the amalgamation of all the other things that we did, all the lessons we learned in one place. And it's a huge world, which for us was always the most appealing, because it means there's loads more stories to tell, loads more places to go. So
the invention part of it is the hardest bit. We love world building. It's something that we're both really passionate about. But actually building a world, it takes a lot, and to build something that feels robust, and like Lorenzo said, where you want to revisit it. And not just because you enjoyed that first adventure, because you know that there's something around the corner that we haven't seen yet. So we're very keen to kind of give our readers that sense of, I just want to explore I wish it was an open world computer game, because I just want to explore. And that's sort of where we are now, and that's what we love making. So we're very lucky to get to do it.
I am here with Simon, who is one of the 3 founders of Swansea's Comic and Gaming Convention. So Simon, can you tell us a bit about what inspired you to actually start the convention last year?
The convention came about because Ricky and I kept running into each other at different cons, trading as our separate businesses, and we basically kept wondering to ourselves, why doesn't Swansea have anything like this? So last year we put our heads together and actually made one happen down at the Volcano Theatre, and it's turned into this that you see now.
That's fantastic. Did you expect the sort of the amount of attendance and interest that you got when you started last year?
Not even. So when we started last year, we would have been happy if we had 200 to 400 people arrive, and we had over 1,600 people through the door on the day. So it was really no question that we came somewhere larger this year.
Yes.
We're looking probably about hitting that number already by our eye on the ticket sales. and obviously that means a lot of money going to Maggie, so we are happy with that.
Brilliant, fantastic. So do you plan to expand further again next year and just keep getting bigger and bigger?
We're now officially a not-for-profit company, so Swansea Comic and Gaming Convention is here to stay, and it's being run for the benefit of the community and for the benefit of a charity each year. We will look to see which charity that is each year going forwards. In terms of expansion, we're going to take baby steps because we're still learning. We'll probably look to use more of this space for more of the time next year, and then with a view to going to multiple days in the future. But we don't want to go too fast and fall flat.
Fantastic. And can I ask you, as a bit of a silly question, what's the favourite cosplay that you've ever seen at a convention? So
I'm going to have to go with any of the Space Marine ones. So Dufrig, for example, but there's some awesome ones down at Dragon Days in Newport last year. Just the fact that these guys can wear stilts and stand up in that much gear as well and look awesome, and being a Warhammer fanboy, that's me all over.
Well, thank you very much for your time and making all this happen.
Thank you very much.
It was lovely to talk to you.
Cheers.
So I'm here with Mark. Mark, can you tell us a bit about yourself and the work you do and your ideas about the war comic?
Yeah, I guess. So I'm one of the SCGC members, kind of. And the war comic came from a workshop we did, and it was just another activity to get people involved. We start with panel 1, and it's just supposed to be open, just whatever. Then the idea is that everyone can just sort of do the next one and just carry on, goes wherever. The most we've done, I think, is maybe 120, 130 panels, but that's because there was someone did a character, and then someone else killed it, and they kept doing it. Have we got another one?
Yep.
Sweet. Right, so I'll run you through what we got today.
Okay. Covering some like yourself.
Okay. We started with this one, and he's like, oh no! So we're like, what's he oh no-ing about? The cosplayers are turning up. So it's very relevant for today. But they're also zombies. Yeah, and they are also zombies. So they start a fight, but then there's like a bit of a twist. The skull guy is actually one of the guys on the ticket takers. So the zombies are all queuing up to get in. Hulk doesn't like that, so he flips the table. I don't know if you know much about the Hulk, but he's got a very short temper.
Yeah.
He flips the table. The table comes flying over here and kills a Pokemon master, trainer or whatever. I assume, because there's a puddle of blood here. And then he makes a bad pun. Well, I suppose the tables have turned. And Judge Dredd doesn't like that pun. So, puns over punk. And then, meanwhile, there's a sleepy Pokemon. Who does it? Who takes a sleep during a zombie apocalypse, right? Obviously, he gets eaten by zombie Chewbacca. But that's what you get. You don't take a nap, basically. But he's then killed by, I don't know what this Pokemon is. Weedle, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so he's killed by that, and then eaten by said Pokemon. Kylo Ren appears.
Oh no.
Kills the Pokemon. But meanwhile, this Minecraft character can't find the convention. But then, there's more zombies. Why not?
Zombie Iron Man.
Then there's Zombie Iron Man. And he's thinking about brains because you do. You're a zombie.
Yeah.
You're hungry. You think about brains. And his iron stomach is gurgling or whatever. And then there's a chef saying, sorry, brains aren't on the menu.
Okay.
So the jokes come thick and fast with this. And then we have Rocket Raccoon. Out of nowhere, why not? And this guy's confused. And someone calls Rocket, why is the trash panda here? So we've got yoink. Rocket Raccoon. Alright. So then we've got Rocket Raccoon not being very happy with that.
Trash panda.
I'm here with Connor Boyle, artist on Hookjaw, Dark Judgment, Dead Roots, and perhaps the greatest name for any comic ever, Sentient Zombie Space Pigs. Can you tell us a bit about some of your work?
Okay, well, a lot of my work is done for other people, major publishers and then indie publishers throughout the UK and the US. I also, with my wife, run Disconnected Press, which is an indie publisher, and we make our own books, Sentient Zombie Space Pigs being one of them. And so, yeah, I have a balance between professional stuff and then stuff that we do for our own amusement, basically.
So you've worked on quite a few comics now. What would you say is your favourite comic that you've worked on?
That's a great question. So I would probably say that, I don't know, that's a brilliant question. To be honest, my favourites are the ones that I'm working on at the time. If you ask me that question at any point, I would always probably say the one I'm on at the minute. And of course I can't really tell you about any of those, so I guess Space Pigs would be one of the most fun to do, because it was such a stupid idea. We just said an alien crash lands on a farm, the farmer shoots him for being on his land, then realises, what do I do with the body, so he feeds it to the pigs. The pigs suddenly become alien intelligence enabled, and that's page 2. And there's 88 pages of it, and it's just lunacy afterwards. And we just had so much fun doing it. I think from a fun point of view, that would probably be higher.
If you could you tell us about some of the comics on display?
Absolutely. So our main anthology that we produce is called Disconnected. It's 5 short stories, all set in small towns. So the weird and wonderful things that happen in small towns, a little bit Fargo, a little bit Twin Peaks, some horror, some crime. All created by writers and artists that we think will be really big in the UK comics in the next couple of years, so real emerging talent coming through. So there's an election coming up, if you haven't noticed, everybody, if you haven't registered to vote, I think it's probably too late, but this is Cross, which is an anthology of political satire. To confess, we produced it before the last election, so some of the cast of characters has changed, but a lot of the themes remain the same, and that's something we're really proud of.
So you said that you get a lot of up-and-coming artists. Yes. So are all the pieces collaborative pieces, or are they individual artists working on individual projects?
It tends to be collaborative pieces, so we'll try and pair writers and artists together based on their style. So we're always on the lookout for new talent. We've got a lot of writers coming to us saying, we've got great ideas, so we're particularly interested in hearing from artists who want to get their work out there, want to be in sort of some anthologies or have their work displayed at conventions, and we can maybe help them boost what they're doing.
I'm here with Eve and Davrig. So, guys, can I ask you, how long have you both been cosplaying for?
I've been cosplaying 3 or 4 years now, I'm not sure. Maybe a bit more, I'm not 100%. What about you?
I'd say probably more serious about it over the course since July last year.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, serious about it, yeah, that's different. If it's seriousness about it after building that, yeah, only recently.
What's your favourite cosplay to play?
Mine would be Princess Garnet from Final Fantasy IX.
Oh wow, nice.
So I just did a hair flip for you for that, didn't I? Mine, I'm going to say mine's my Ghostbuster is my favourite, I'd say, because it was like the first main big one I ever did. But then there's this monster now, the Iron Warrior Space Marine. So
out of curiosity, how long did it take to build the Space Marine, the Iron Warrior?
It took a while. We started off in Play Expo Manchester. Me, David Roth and Marcus Springle, we went up there for the whole weekend to build the suit in front of people, to show people how it's done.
Oh wow.
There are loads of pictures on my Facebook page, cosplay page, Iron Warrior Cosplay, showing you that. But I took it home and painted it and weathered it and then built the gun and then added some bits onto the suit. And also I just finished the helmet recently now by putting a new visor in it.
Oh, very nice.
You can't actually see in, but I can see out, so that's always good.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you both very much for your time today.
That's all right, no problem at all.
I am here with Ben and Luke, who are part of Imperial Studios with the University of Wales in Swansea. So Ben, Luke, can you tell us a bit about the game?
The game, you play as an orc shaman. You use magical fireballs to fight waves of elves, ogres and archers which come at you. You can also use a shield to defend yourself from the arrows coming at you, and you have to advance through the waves to fight a big magey, like smoky boss at the end.
Oh, that sounds really cool. So it's a VR headset it is, isn't it? What's it like making a game for VR? Is it different to making a game for, just regular?
It is very difficult because you have to consider different sort of lighting, different age groups and stuff, because a younger audience, their eyes aren't as developed as ours. So because of it, they struggle with the motion blur and motion sickness, unlike the adults do. And if it's too bright colours in it, it can also cause motion sickness. It's really a balance of trying to develop a really fun game, but we're also avoiding making people feel sick and really disorientated.
Okay, I've heard it's quite scary, isn't it? They can come like right up to your face, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it can get pretty scary when people turn around and don't expect somebody to be right next to them.
Yeah.
It takes them by surprise a lot.
Oh wow, that actually sounds really cool. Would you mind if I had a go?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, thank you guys.
I'm here with the Jolly Boats, fantastic level 999 bards who play swashbuckling, piratey, epic music. Can you tell us a bit about your music and just a bit about what you do?
Yeah, we play comedy songs, so kind of like Tim Minchin off Flight of the Conchords, if you know them. Those are the common references that people get.
Strong, nerdy twist. Yeah. And also visuals, I suppose, is the unique thing to our act, is like having that slideshow and little bits of programming and stuff.
So tell me, what got you into, just being these comedy pirate bards then? What got you into it?
Well, it was a weird path. Do you know The Secret of Monkey Island? Yeah, so we were obsessed with that like 15 years ago, and I decided I was going to make my own comedy pirate video game, and it was going to have songs in it. Wrote the songs, the game never happened. And then one day we were stuck for material at an open mic. We used to just do cover songs, and so we adapted the pirate songs and started a career as musical comedians.
So you mentioned that you're RPG nerds and you're just all-round wonderful geeks. So,
yeah.
RPG terms, what's your favourite RPG then?
We go for generally quite rules-light sort of things.
I think my favourite is Monster Hearts. Do you know Monster Hearts?
I don't know.
It's like it's on the Apocalypse World engine, or the powered by the apocalypse is what they call it. But you play teenage monsters in a high school, and your monstrosity. Someone's a werewolf, someone's a witch, someone's like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Between
character.
Buffy and Monsters High, kind of.
The really cool thing is that your character's class is like an analogy for your puberty and your teenage angst, and it's so cool. It's so emotional. Love it.
So, can we expect to see then a high school themed song in one of your next coming shows?
No, but you can expect to see a Jolly Boat role-playing game at some point. That is definitely happening one day.
Fantastic. I would love to play a Jolly Boats role-playing game. All right, thank you very much. It's been an awesome show, and you guys have just been awesome to meet. Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet. Awkward shaking, awkward shaking. Well, we have had a blast here at the convention. It's just been this buzz of wonder and creativity. For me, my favourite bit will have to be all the artists, the comics. The Evington brothers are fantastic. Most charming guys I've ever met, and their work is just amazing.
I think for me it would probably be getting to play all the different VR games that are here. That's not something that you get to do in other places a lot, do you know what I mean? And just the fact that there's so much variety here, like there's something for everyone, you know? It's an amazing environment to be in.
So thank you very much. We will see you all again in 2018
at the
for
Swansea Comic and Gaming Convention. Bye.
I have the distinct feeling that any minute now something is going. Oh, Jesus Christ!